What's going on, YouTube? Happy Sunday fun day to you. I'm Bob Matthews. Welcome to this live watch along here on the Hockey Podcast Network's YouTube channel. As tonight, the Minnesota Wild come into Capital One Arena in the nation's capital to take on the Washington Capitals. Caps coming off a six-day layoff, and are, as of right now, we've been taking track, obviously, all year long of the playoff chase. They are right now in the 8th spot, still 11 points ahead of the New York Islanders. So a win today puts them back to 13 up. The big thing there is that now the Caps and Isles are even in games. They both played 69, so no more games in hand for the Islanders. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups because there are a few changes in it. Peter Laviolette has decided to go with veterans here as we start the stretch run here towards the end of towards the Stanley Cup playoffs, which obviously, end of the month here, end of the regular season, and as you can see, he is going with a lot of veterans here. Connor McMichael and Axel Janssen Fialbi are healthy scratches tonight, so the lines look like this: Ovechkin, Backstrom, and Marcus Johansson on the first line with Morten Ferravari and John Carlson. Your first defensive pairing, Vitek Vanacek, is in the cage. Minnesota will counter with Zuccarello, Hartman, Kasparov, Broden, Dumba, and Talbot in the goal tonight. Line number 2, Anthony Mantha, Evgeny Kuznetsov, TJ Oshie, Dmitry Orlov, and Nick Jensen, your second pairing there. You see there the Wilds pairing as well, with Erickson leading it at center. Spurgeon and Middleton are his defensemen there on that line. Fiala, Gaudreau, Jost on the third line for Minnesota. And here is where things start to get interesting for the Caps. Connor Sherry, Lars Eller, and Tom Wilson are the third line. And it's looking like Peter Laviolette wants to use that kind of as his identity line. And you'll see why here in a second. Trevor Van Riedenstijk and Justin Schultz are your third defensive pairing, because the fourth line now has Johan Larsson on it, playing his first game with the Capitals, along with Nick Dowd and Garnet Hathaway. This, of course, has been such a key line for the Caps all year long before Carl Hagelin got injured. So Larsson, it looks like, at least tonight, is starting up here. We will see, starting on the fourth line, we'll see what happens. We'll see if that changes in the days and weeks ahead. But like I said, it's looking like Peter Laviolette is going to go with a very veteran group here as the playoffs get ready to start. We'll get ready for the match summary there. Let's take a look at the standings as we're getting ready for the opening face-off. The Caps have their work cut out for them tonight. You see the Wild are in the second slot there in the Western Conference. The Avalanche have opened up a pretty good lead here, and they're closing in on the President's Trophy. Minnesota, Calgary, both with 89 points, followed by St. Louis, Los Angeles, and Edmonton. And, of course, over in the East, as we said, the Caps sitting there in the 8th seed, but very comfortably sitting there. The Bruins have the 7th seed. They're at 91 points. Caps are 8 points right now behind Pittsburgh. Then comes the Rangers in 5th, Tampa, Toronto, Carolina, and the Panthers right now sitting in the top spot there in the Eastern Conference. And of course, as soon as we get started, we'll have the stats for you, the running stats for you, in the corner of the box. As always, we welcome all of your comments, and I can see we got folks that are already started. And as always, front row, I saw that you were one of the first to join us tonight, as you always do, and I thank you for that. Daniel Kim is here. He is rooting for the Wild tonight. Daniel says that Tom Wilson will have a lot of options to fight tonight. Well, if it gets to that, Daniel, I know that Willie will drop the gloves here. So no worrying about that whatsoever. Again, Caps come in here tonight in the 8th slot in the playoffs. What are we looking for tonight? I really don't know. This is a veteran team that Washington has, obviously. They're coming off a 6-day layoff. Minnesota's kind of in a groove right now. They're playing every other day, it seems like. Joe Bettinotti was just saying, he doesn't know what the heck to expect tonight. What are we gonna get out of the Caps? I think the Capitals have to start fast. They got to get on top of the Wild early. By the way, just as I'm saying that, I want to go back and take a look at the lineups because I think there is. I don't think that Talbot is in goal tonight. I swear I think that I saw Marc-Andre Fleury. You're starting goaltender tonight. So we'll check on that in a second, just to make sure. But as of right now, we are about a minute and a half or so away from the opening faceoff. It's good to see Nick Dowd back in the lineup. Dowder has been hurt here for the last few games, and it's been a while since we've seen him. So it's good to get both him and Trevor Van Riemsdyk, who is also making his return tonight, back in the lineup. Caps are playing well in March with the two of them. Hit a little bit of a skid, hit that 2-game skid there afterwards. I was wrong. It is Cam Talbot that is in the goal tonight. So my bad on that one. Cam Talbot with a record of 27, 12, and 2, a 2.83 goals against average. Opposing Vitek Vanacek, 17, 10, and 5 with a 256 GAA and a 914 save percentage. Looking like it could be, as we always say, a low-scoring affair. But let's see what happens. Of course, we kind of thought that last game, and the Caps are coming off that 6-1 drubbing against Carolina earlier in the week. Face-off won by the Wild. They dump it on in, and we are off and running. Looks pretty much like close to a sellout, as you always get at Capital One Arena. I have got your live stats up for you. So we are off and running. Beautiful set play, and with less than a minute gone in the game, so much for the fast start as the Minnesota Wild have gotten on the board, and it is 1-0 Minnesota. Not even time to put the starting lineups up. Wow. Beautiful give and go on a long breakout there. Erickson beat Dmitry Orlov, beat Connor Sheary, beat Nick Jensen. He beat everybody out there. That was pretty. Erickson getting the Wild on the board. It is 1-0 there on that really, really pretty goal. So 36 seconds into the game, and Minnesota has a 1-0 lead. All right. Well, look at it this way. A lot of hockey left. Hartman opening up and sticked away by Vitek Vanacek, but boy, he was wide open there. Nobody within about 20 feet of him. Dumba working through center. Then Riemsdyk, Feravari, and up to Kuznetsov. Evgeny Kuznetsov across the blue line there, looking for Ovechkin. Can't get it to him. Knocked away. That was a nice rush by Kuznetsov there. Well, if the Caps were a little asleep before or a little rusty coming into this one, I think that pretty much woke them up quickly. Another 2-on-1 break, and the Wild have made it 2-0 here. Shoo! And that was Jost connecting on a 2-on-1. He and Fiala had a 2-on-1 break here. And the Capitals, unfortunately, are picking up right where they left off against Carolina, sleepwalking. Bad play in the neutral zone there. Justin Schultz was pretty much left out to dry there. And there was nothing he could do about it. He went down to the ice. He tried to block Jost's shot. Couldn't do it. And Jost beats Vanacek on the glove side. It is 2-0 Wild with less than 2 minutes gone in the first period. Eriksson Ek, by the way, Jessica, got the first goal for the Minnesota Wild. And Luke Simpson is joining us asking what's good. Luke, I would say what's good is Minnesota's offense here in the first minute and 50 seconds of the game. Jordan Eriksson-Ek gave Minnesota a 1-0 lead, and that was followed up by a goal from Jost to make it 2-0 Wild less than a minute after that. And the Capitals trail 2-0 here with not even 3 minutes gone in this game. I'm sorry, with not 2 minutes gone in this game. Holy crap. Nick Jensen working back towards the blue line, looking for somebody, goes in, shot, stick to side. Good skating by Jensen. They're going to need a lot more of that to climb back into this one. Well, the only thing I can say, if you want to look for a silver lining here, if you're a Capitals fan, is that if they can kind of steady themselves here, they can put some pressure on. Nice feed from Ovechkin to Martin Feravari, but a great save by Talbot. So this game is starting off fast and furious. It's a good deke by Feravari. Up and down the ice here to start this game. Unfortunately, Vanacek's let two in early. Not that they were really his fault because they were breakaway, both of them 2-on-1 breakaways by the Wild. Tyson Jost, the second goal. Last 9 games, Minnesota is 8-0-1. They've been scoring 3.2 goals a game and giving up a little bit more than a goal and a half. So spotting them 2 goals in the first minute and 50 seconds of the game is not a really good strategy here for Washington. Wild have it now on the Caps end of the ice. And here come the Wild again. A little odd man rush. Dump it back in. Van Riemsdyk. Faravari has it now behind the Caps goal. Tries an outlet pass to get it going. Misses Tom Wilson. The Wild dump it back in, and it looks like we got an icing call. Front, what can I tell you? Not too good, is it? Not too good at all. Yep. A lot of hockey left. That's about all I can give you. All right, face off on the in the Wild's end of the ice. Lars Eller takes the draw. He wins it. Nick Jensen or Justin Schultz up top. Shot stopped by Talbot. Shot. No good. Here come the Wild. Ciarello, weak shot that Vanacek sticks aside. Kaprizov behind the back. Kaprizov fires, sticked aside by Vanacek, cleared out to center ice where the Wild get it back. Take away by Johan Larsson. Wild get it back. Caps clear it to the Minnesota blue line, but that's as far as it gets. Well, we've at least at the 5-minute mark with no more damage done. Still 2-0 Minnesota. Jensen trying to clear it. Clearing through center. Ovechkin. I'm sorry, that was Orlov. Sherry. Shot gobbled up by Talbot again. And here come the Wild the other way. Fiala marching ahead. Orlov's able to corral it. Here come the Caps back the other way. Mantha. Snapshot. And gobbled up by Talbot again. Stoppage in play there. And it's 2-0 Minnesota here with about 5 minutes gone in the first period. Well, Richard and Robin. Hey, Richard, glad you are watching for the first time this year. Welcome. We're glad to have you. Are they over or underachieving? I think they're, you know what? I would say they're underachieving a little bit. I didn't expect them to be in the 8th spot, in the second wild card spot this late in the season. I thought that they would, if not, I thought that winning the Metro again this year was going to be tough because Carolina was so good, but I thought that they would, I would have thought they would have been in the in second or third place in the division. But hey, you know, it's the Metro is really packed this year, and you know the Rangers are a really good young team. The Penguins are the Penguins, and they always are going to be. The Pens are kind of in the same or in kind of the same boat as the Caps right now, and so it's, you know, it's not the worst place in the world to be. And of course, in hockey, you know, we see it all the time in the NHL. You know, an 8th seed is quite capable of going on a run in the playoffs and making a deep run. You know, the Caps, after all, are, you know, about 20 games over 500. So to answer your question, I think I maybe have underachieved a little, but I think for the most part have met expectations. All right, here they come again. They had a really, really bad January. They just played really poorly in January and February, and that's kind of what got them into the hole that they're in now. But again, they're still 11 points ahead of the Islanders as of this moment. So. Turnover at the blue line. Minnesota brings it in. All right, turnover here. Caps try to get something going. Stepping in, Sherry trying to wrap it around, can't do it. Orlov in front, and a good save by Talbot. Caps showing a little bit of life here, getting their legs under them, although they have to come out of a 2-0 hole, as we said. Center ice taken away by Minnesota, and the Caps get it back. Jensen sends it on down. Caps change defensive pairings. Dowd, Hathaway, and Larson's line out there right now. Hartman through center for the Wild. And now Minnesota's going to rewind it here. Boy, they're quick. Carlson, nice takeaway there to snuff out a Wild attack. It's it up to Sherry. Or is that Oshie? Hey, that's Oshie. Good to see Oshie back in the lineup, by the way. Zuccarello clears it down. Anthony Mantha with it. He tries to, as he starts the break the other way. Taken away by Minnesota at center ice. And now we got a little bit of an odd man rush, but we get a whistle. So timeout here with 11:27 left in the first period. Minnesota leads this one 2-0. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the stats while we've got a little bit of a break. Although the top line there pretty much tells the whole thing. The Caps have gotten 6 shots on goal, but Minnesota was the one that's made their 3 count. By the way, those 3 shots from Minnesota, a breakaway and 2 2-on-1 breaks. So take that for what you will. Wild are out hitting the Caps 8-5 right now, and the faceoffs are even. Jamal wants to know UNC or Kansas tomorrow night. It's got to be UNC, Jamal, because my wife graduated from UNC, and our youngest goes to UNC, so I'm paying tuition there. So I'm definitely pulling for the Tar Heels there. Again, 2-0 Minnesota. 11:37 left to go in the first period at Capital One Arena. All right, we are back and we are ready to go here. Well, the Capitals have played well against Minnesota since 2013. They've got a .750 winning percentage against them, but it's one of your better Wild team that we've seen in the last few years. All of that means absolutely squadouche when you look at what's going on this year. So here we go. Backstrom across the blue line, dumps it in. Ovechkin working the corner. Gets it to Johansson. Marcus Johansson leaves it for Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk tries to center it to Backstrom. That doesn't work. Minnesota clears it to center ice. Frederick Boudreau dumps it in. Justin Schultz tries to corral it. Let's see who comes out of the corner with it. It's Minnesota. Jost keeping it alive. Gets it out to the point. Spurgeon. Slot pass, no go. Ovechkin will clear it up through center, and it goes down into the Wild's end where they rewind it. In back of the Caps goal, along the boards now. John Carlson behind the goal has it taken away. It's kind of frozen there now. He and Faravari and a couple of Wild players. Gets it out. Rister to the goal. Vanacek with a save. Delorier intercepts it for the Wild. It bounces away and goes into the Wild's end. Oshie picks it up, but has it taken away. Back come the Wild through center. They dump it on down. All right, Caps have it behind their own goal. Dmitry Orlov looking for somebody so he can start the break here. Not a great breakout by Orlov there. Through center, Eller dumps it in. And Sherry shot right, but gloved by Talbot. Good shot by Sherry. Another timeout on the ice. 8:28 left in the first. And the Wild lead this one 2-0 over the Caps. All right, here we go. Welcome back. And it is 2-0 Wild as we get set to drop the puck and get this one restarted. Capitals giving up 2 goals in the first minute and 50 seconds of the game. They trail this thing 2-0 at this point. Face off on the Wild's end of the ice. Backstrom in the slot. Gets it to Ovechkin. Ovechkin with a shot and gobbled up by Talbot. Yeah, the Caps have been rather successful with that pairing on a face-off here lately. And Backstrom was able to get it to him again this time, though. Ovechkin just can't get it past Talbot. So we get another face-off in the Wild's end of the ice. And again, it's Backstrom taking the face-off here. He'll try to get it back to Ovi. Craig Laughlin just pointed out that Talbot has let a couple of rebounds get away, but it hasn't cost him yet. We'll see if it does as the game wears on. Ooh, Vanacek caught out of the goal. Fortunately, it did not bite him there. Here come the Caps. No penalties yet in the game. Nice takeaway there in the neutral zone by the Caps. Backstrom trying to set something up. Tries to go in. No problem there for the Wild. Handling it. Looking for Hartman or the Wild. That doesn't work. Trickles over to the glass. And we get a whistle. And it looks like we're going to get our first penalty of the night. And we've got a too many men on the ice call. I did not get who got caught there making the change. Let's see. It was the Caps. So Ovechkin, as the captain, goes to the box to serve the 2 minutes. And the Wild will have a power play. And this is a big kill for the Capitals early on. And Jacob's with us. Yes, Jacob. Jacob, I know you're enjoying this one so far. By the way, we'll be dropping another new episode of the podcast tomorrow. So if you go to the Hockey Podcast Network's website, we will have a new episode for you tomorrow night. Face off here in the Wild end of the ice. Lars Eller's taking it for the Capitals. One by the Wild. Here come the Wild. 1:36 left on this power play. Spurgeon to Hartman. Hartman shot. Stick to side. Caps clear it to center ice. Behind the goal. Jensen tries to clear it. It's out of play, and we get a face-off. All right, Wild win the face-off. They set it up. Shot. Whistles past Vanacek. Cross rink. Fiala has it blocked by Wilson. Shot on goal. Saved by Vanacek. It's a really, really big moment here in this first period. If the Caps can get out of this at just 2-0, or, God forbid they actually score a goal and cut this lead, can build a little bit of momentum for it. Now, if they make a mistake, though, and Minnesota gets a third goal, then that could be disastrous. Intercepted by Kuznetsov there in the Wild end of the ice. They back it off, then work it through center. Power play is over. So team's back at full strength. 5:55 left in the first period. See if the Caps can make a push here and cut this lead in half before the end of the period. Delorier in the corner with the puck for the Wild. They get it out. Kulikov, Brister, wide. Ovechkin gets it back, and here come the Capitals. Ovechkin through center ice, across the blue line. Gets a couple of guys with him. Still with the puck, Ovechkin is along the boards, gets it to Backstrom. Backstrom looking for Ovechkin. Ovechkin shot blocked. And here come the Wild. Kulikov works it through center ice, dumps it back behind the net. We get a line change here. Jensen to Anthony Mantha, back to Faravari. Anthony Mantha has it. He retreats back into his own end. And Kuznetsov has it as the Caps start the run here. Kuznetsov, and I think we're going to get a call for offsides. Yep, offsides. All right, 4:26 left in the first period as we get another stoppage of play. Caps lead this one. Yeah, that's a nice thought. Caps trail Minnesota 2-0 as we approach the end of the first period. We're back right after this.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
So far, the guy in the green is doing all the talking. All right, welcome back. Well, Jacob apparently is annoyed by me, boys and girls. Now, I'm not exactly sure why, but Jacob feels that I am frickin' annoying and says that somebody else should do the watch long. Well, that makes me sad, Jacob. I'm sorry you feel that way. Johnny is with us as well. Minnesota finally going to make it this year, and I can't wait. Johnny, they are in second place in the conference, and yeah, if they can get by, Colorado, I'd say that you've got a pretty good shot at it. So, what do you guys think? Y'all think Jacob's just salty because the Knights aren't in the playoff picture right now? That's what I'm thinking it is. All right. Caps have it in the wild end of the ice here. Wilson has it taken away. Eller gets it back. Eller looking for somebody, gets it to Sherry behind the goal. Sherry tries to get it to Wilson. Doesn't work. Minnesota takes it away through the neutral zone and back behind the Caps goal. All right, back behind the Caps goal. Caps get it back. Here they come. Anthony Mantha across the blue line. Nice feed for Orlov. Has it kicked away, though, by Fiala. Odd man rush for Minnesota back the other way. Shot gloved by Vanacek.
season ticket package today. With the Club Red 365 membership, you'll receive discount ticket prices, priority playoff access, and exclusive gift, invitations to events and more. Tickets starting as low as $45 per game. Visit washcap.com.
3 minutes left in the first period, 2-0 Minnesota.
Closing out the weekend, Washington, a squad that has won 11.
So Jacob wants to know, apparently, if I am the worst watch-along host here on the podcast. If anyone feels that way, please feel free to put it up there, Jacob. So far, we have 0 votes for me being the worst watch-along host, but I appreciate you posing the question to everybody. Thank you so much. Back behind the Washington goal. And here come the Caps out at center ice with it again. Dowder trying to get a wraparound and a save knocked away. Puck goes the length of the ice. No ice in there. Vanacek has it. All right, so let's see if anybody has, if anybody either agree, disagree with Jacob, whichever you like, please feel free. And let's see. PR Johnny, well, there you go, Jacob. Not sure. Caps have it in the Wild's end of the ice now. Cross rink, Faravari down low. Kuznetsov. Johansson tries to get it to Faravari, loses control of it, has to rewind it. Backstrom at center ice with it now. Can't turn the camera around so you can see the game, guys. That would be a copyright infringement. And that would get us kicked off of YouTube. All right, 46 seconds left here in the first period. Still 2-0 Wild. Let's see if the Caps can get out of here with it no worse than that. Oshie feed to Kuznetsov. Had an open goal there for a second. Couldn't get it in position to score. Puck gets cleared back into the Caps end of the ice. Van Riemsdyk rewinds it. One more rush here for the Caps to close out the first period, it looks like. Van Riemsdyk over to Schultz. Schultz up to center ice to Wilson. They dump it in. 9 seconds left, and that is pretty much going to take care of it. Centering pass, no go. And the first period ends with the Wild holding a 2-0 lead. So, Minnesota comes out, jumps on top of Washington early with 2 goals in the first minute of the first period. And then steadies themselves, and we are now at the break with it 1-0. Or 2-0, rather. Not the best period we have ever seen for the Capitals. Still, they have been able to, after a six-day break here, Caps are, with a little bit of rust, and hopefully they have kind of shaken that off there now. But this Wild team is only giving up about 1.5 goals per game in its last 10. So Caps might have already dug themselves a hole that they may not be able to get out of. I don't think they have a whole lot of room for error here in the for the net, the last two periods of this game. Let's take a break and come back right after this little intermission chat for you. It's the Capitals 0, the Wild 2. Caps and Wild here on the Hockey Podcast Network.
All right, team, time to bet NFL games. Confidence.
I'm feeling a parlay with more legs than a spider.
So 9 legs?
Roll the dice, baby.
Indecision?
We picked one home favorite. I abstain.
You can't abstain.
Boring! 6-leg parlay, 2 home dogs, all hitting the over. Boom!
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and feel the NFL action like never before.
Welcome back to intermission, everybody. Caps trail the Wild 2-0 here in the first intermission. Again, drop your comments if you got any, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. While we are in intermission, got a little bit of stuff for you here. Every once in a while, we do like to go and take a look at what and give you a little bit of what's going on with the Capitals vis-a-vis off the ice. We're able to do that for you. Like to bring you some of what they're saying off the ice, and right now I've got Yevgeny Kuznetsov all ready to go, talking with reporters earlier today after the morning skate about the way things have gone here, what's happened the last, I guess, 6 days, and what they expect here as they start the playoff push going into the final month of the season.
Do you know him at all? What do you think about the season he's having? He's set a record for his franchise.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good player, and there was a lot of talks before he signed, right, this season, and he proved that all those people was wrong, and he deserved everything he got, and he's playing a very big piece in their team, and I feel like they pretty lucky to have him, because he's not only a great player, he's a great person off the ice, and he's good to have inside the locker room.
How well do you know him?
A few years. I think we played the World Championship together.
Okay.
And and that's when we met, basically, like real one. Before I heard about him, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he heard about me too a little bit. So so it's kind of nice like that.
One more about him. Obi was just telling me that coming here at an older age really helped him. Coming with all that experience from the K and just playing over there. What do you think?
Yeah, it all depends how fast you grow, right?
Yeah.
Some people, when they're 18, 19, they're ready to live the man's life,
Yeah.
and some people, when they're 27, they're not ready, right? So they need to be babysitting, but
Right.
he's got good parents, he's got good people around him, and that help him a lot, and it does help a lot when you have like 300-400 games behind your back, and
Yeah.
over 100 games for national team, and
Yeah.
when you come here, you basically have like 400 or 500 professional games, and that gives you a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. Thank you.
Susie, I was talking to Peter and a couple of your teammates about just how the group has become so close-knit. Is that something that happens naturally in the locker room?
Yeah. It's something that you can build right away, right? It builds over the years, and we have a kind of culture that we always smile inside, we always make jokes, we always enjoy the life, and for me personally, I feel like it gives you a smile to come back every day here and work hard and get better.
Is that something that you find in almost every locker room, or is this what makes?
I don't know. I've been only in 2 locker rooms.
Of course, yeah, of course.
I'll let you know soon. Yeah, go talk upstairs. So. No, I'm. I have like something in my head that guys that comes join us, they always say like after 1-2 years that our group is pretty loose, pretty nice to be inside, and But at the same time, when things get real, we have to get play for each other. We play for each other. We execute everything, but at the same time, we have fun. We enjoy. We smile because it's hard to come back over there every day and without smile, without like if there is always negativity, you just don't want to come, right? And that's why you don't want to have that inside your team.
I know you always want to work on your game, but I feel like you've been really consistent over these last few months and even the entire year. Why do you think maybe you missed that, or what's been cooking for you?
I don't know. That's interesting. Probably I'll sit after the season, think about why all that. But it just feels like I have a little room from coach that I can create more. I can go a little bit outside of the rules a little bit, and he trusts me. I trust him, and when you have a trust from the coach like that, you believe in yourself better. You feel confident, and at the same time, you have to understand when there is time for creativity, when time is not. But for me, biggest part probably that the trust from him.
Maybe loose is not the right word. Like, do you feel like you're playing more loose or free, or?
No. There is no loose game. No. I wish it could be a couple games. When he said, "Hey man, do whatever you want." Yeah, but at the same time, there is a structure inside the game, and but at the same time, I feel like this year we proved that if we have a 1 bad 2 periods, we'll come back, we respond, we score a couple goals or have some pretty good looks.
It looks like Vitek's starting to really come into his own. This is second year here. Because what have you seen from him on and off the ice in this group?
Yeah, for goalie, it's important to know that he's a first goalie, right? So he can focus on his game, all that stuff. So I like both of those guys. They're young and reckless a little bit sometimes, but at the same time, whoever played, we feel confident. We trust them, and we will make mistakes sometimes, right? It's just about how we're going to support them when they make mistakes.
And that was Yevgeny Kuznetsov talking with reporters after the morning skate today. 2-0 Minnesota as we get ready for the second period. We're in the first intermission now. Wild get 2 goals within the first minute and 50 seconds of the game. And we are, that brings us to where we are right now at 2-0. We are going to take a break. We will be back as soon as the second period starts. Wild lead the Capitals right now.
Yeah, I think it's
2-0.
It's important to play these
Hockey
important games this time
Network.
of year. I think you don't want to kind of limp it.
All right, team, time to bet NFL games. Confidence.
I'm feeling a parlay with more legs than a spider.
So 9 legs?
Roll the dice, baby.
Indecision?
We pick one home favorite. I abstain.
You can't abstain.
Boring! 6-leg parlay, 2 home dogs, all hitting the over. Boom!
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and feel the NFL action like never before.
Welcome back, everybody. We are getting ready to start the second period. Capitals trail the Wild 2-0, and we are off and running here as the Caps win the face-off to start the second and dump it into the Wild's end of the ice. I'm Bob Matthews. Don't forget to drop a like and a subscribe on our YouTube channel here so you can get live watch-alongs every night. We'd appreciate it. Wild get 2 goals there in the first minute and 50 seconds of the first period. That is why they lead 2-0 right now. Caps are trying to chase it and cut into this one. Wild clear it. Foligno gets it behind the goal. Caps bring it out. Wilson through center ice on the wing. Wilson drops it there for Eller. Can't handle it. Taken away. Greenway up to Brodin. Brodin has it, and he is corralled by a couple of Caps defenders. Johan Larsson, newest Capital with the puck here. He gets it back to Orlov. Orlov back up to Larsson. And they dump it in. Puck now and take away there by the Wild right in front of the Caps goal. What a mess. Vanacek was really caught out of position. How they were not able to put that one in to make it a 3-0 lead, I have no idea. Caps bring it down. And we have got a whistle. Wow. That was something. So there was a bouncing puck here that John Carlson couldn't clear. He got away from it. Kaprizov, gets Vanacek completely out of the goal. You've got Dowd standing there just, hoping against hope. Unfortunately, he was able to keep the puck out. Schultz works it down. Stuff attempt, no good. Here come the Wild. They got a 2-on-1. Little give and go and a save by Vanacek. Well, Fiala had, I think, just a completely open shot there. Was it he and Gaudreau or he and Jost? Yeah, he and Jost. Once again, this tandem here, boy, they have just owned the Capitals tonight. This time, however, Schultz and Van Riemsdyk and Vanacek kind of completely group effort there to kind of keep the puck out there. Woof. Face off. Puck dribbles down towards the Wild's end of the ice. Oshie gets it to the defense. Now back to center ice. Mantha. Kuznetsov. Orlov. Shot. Save by Talbot. Oshie tries to get it to Mantha. It's blocked. Orlov keeps it in. Oshie behind the goal now. Squirts out. Jost has it. Loses it at center ice. Caps get it back. Mantha on the go there over to Johansson. Farivari. Jost to Fiala. Fiala to Jost. Sticked aside by Vanacek. And we got a penalty coming up. Or is it offsides? So the Islanders win their game today, and they have closed the gap to 11 points. Florida has clinched a playoff berth. Has clinched the first playoff berth in the Eastern Conference. their win. They are at 102 points right now. I'm figuring the Caps have to get to about 97 or 98 to wrap up the 8th spot. And if all goes well and according to plan, that should happen about the 3rd week in April. Fingers crossed. Long outlet pass. Backstrom in the corner. And it's lost. Duhane. Line change for the Wild. Carlson has it behind the Caps goal. Starts the breakout. Goes back behind the Wild's goal, and we got icing. So 15:58 left in the second period, and the Wild still lead this one at 2-0. Jessica, so far been a good night for your Minnesota Wild. I will give them that. I've really been impressed watching Fiala and Jost work together tonight. Those two are really, really having a good game. So, Alex, you guys ought to be pretty happy with the way things have gone so far. In front, all I can say is just keep the faith, brother. Keep the faith. A lot of hockey left to go here. Got a lot left to play. All right, Minnesota wins face-off. They've got it in front. Back to center ice. Caps win the battle for it. Johansson clears it down. Excuse me. Brodin gets it out for Minnesota. Brodin through center ice. And we get an offsides call. Looks like Eriksson Ek was offsides there, I think. Yep, face off here in the neutral zone. Lars Eller going to take it for the Caps. Caps win the face-off. They've been doing better in the at the face-off circle the last 6-7 weeks of the season. Centering pass to Middleton, but it bounces over his stick. And the Wild rewind. Through the blue line, back behind the Caps goal, and that's where Schultz wraps it up. He's corralled by a couple of Wild players, taken away. Caps have it through center ice. Wild get it back. Middleton has it. Middleton outlet to Zuccarello. Taken away. Wilson, odd man rush, looking for somebody. Hartman breaks it up. Jensen, shot, goes wide of the goal. Snapshot from Mantha, blocked in front. Rebound. Oshie can't handle it. Orlov against the boards with it. He's going to rewind it to center ice. Mantha over to Oshie. Centering pass picked off by Minnesota. And the Wild have an odd man rush here going. Good check by Orlov. And here we go. Kuznetsov with the speed has his shot blocked. So the Caps outshooting Minnesota in the first period, but, not really been able to get anything going here in the second. Mantha with a snapshot that was sticked away by Talbot, as I say that. Feravari can't keep it in. Caps will try it again. Across the blue line to Johansson. Mantha in front. Shot and a save by Talbot on Feravari. Fiala, Ovechkin, a shot that Talbot is able to stick away. Ovechkin tied up, gets it to Faravari. Faravari winds it around the glass again. Capitals putting some pressure on here. Backstrom gets it away. Caps with an odd man rush. Schultz over to Johansson. Johansson dumps it down for Schultz. Gets it back. Centering pass taken away by Minnesota. Vanacek has steadied himself. And those first two goals, really, you can't blame on Vanacek. Ovechkin inside, but has it taken away and cleared. Vanacek gave up goals on the first two shots that Minnesota had. Really not his fault because he was hung out to dry on a couple of 2-on-1s. Well, a breakaway and a 2-on-1. But since then, he has held Minnesota in check. So that's what I was saying in the first period. Caps are able to stop the bleeding. And now here we are, almost at the halfway point of the game. It's only a 2-goal game. So the complexion and the tenor of this thing is a lot different than it was, 15 or 20 minutes ago, game time wise. Face off, won by the Caps. And we got a timeout on the ice. 2-0. Minnesota leading Washington. 12:07 left in the second, period. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats real quick and see where we stand right now. The Caps out shooting the Wild 13-7. Wild have 8 block shots to the Caps 5. The only penalty has gone to the Capitals so far. Wild also out hitting them 18-14. Caps have won 14 of the 25 faceoffs. And the big thing there, 6 takeaways for the Caps and 5 for the Wild. We're back right after this. Welcome back. We're about to get this one back underway. 2-0 Wild with a little bit more than 12 minutes left to go in the second period. Face-off coming up here in the neutral zone on the Wild side of it. Lars Eller for the Capitals. Wild win the face-off. Find it around the boards and we get an icing. So another face-off coming here. All right, face off here on the Wild side of the ice, right in front of Talbot. Caps win it. Jensen gets it. Down low, and we get somebody fall. It's Eller falling over Talbot, knocks the goal off the peg, and we get a stoppage and play again. Looks like he gets a little bit of a love tap there from Dumbo, but not much of one.
One of the few times all season longer where the Caps have had their four centers, the ones they would have hoped to break camp with in the lineup at the same time. Baxter, Kuznetsov, Keller, and Dow, necessitating this healthy scratch of Connor McMichael. I think McMichael's been playing extremely well of late, and especially since he's moved to the center role.
Eller wins the faceoff for the Capitals again. Something interesting that Joe B. and Locker just mentioned is that Washington has got all four of their centers that they had hoped to, go into the year with actually playing at center tonight. And that's one of the reasons that Connor McMichael is a healthy scratch. Be interesting to see if McMichael, they want to keep him playing. And if he goes back to Hershey for the stretch run, just because it's not that he's not, good enough to be with the big club, but they just don't need him right now. Why have him be a healthy scratch if they can have him, keep playing and keep sharp in case they do need him in the postseason? I know about a week ago, they did what they call a paper transaction where they loaned him to Hershey so he could be available on the roster for the playoffs if they needed him. All right, Faravari with the puck for the Caps, gets it to Carlson. Carlson clears it, and Mantha with a little odd man rush, little centering pass, nobody home though to take it. Greenway gets it for the Wild and brings it back the other way. Greenway now working on Carlson behind the goal. Carlson with the puck. Faravari breaks it out. Faravari over to Mantha. Mantha tries to get it back to Faravari, sticked away by the Wild defense. Greenway now through center ice past the blue line. Down to Foligno. Here come the Caps again with it after they take it away. Kuznetsov to Faravari behind the goal. Faravari's shot blocked. Goligoski shot, and it is saved by Vanacek. Back the other way. Puck taken away by Larson. Larson into the corner. Hathaway. Larson with it now. Gets it down low to Van Riemsdyk. Van Riemsdyk looking for somebody. Tries to get it over to Dowd. Dowd to Jensen. Jensen lets one fly, stick to side by Talbot. Van Riemsdyk. Dowd on the go. Past the blue line. Gets it to Johansson. Or Larson, rather. Ovechkin's. No, it was Johansson. Ovechkin's slap shot. Saved by Talbot. That's his 14th on the night. He hadn't let one in yet. Jost shot blocked by by Vanacek into the glass, and we get a face-off. 8:59 left in the second. Wild lead the Capitals 2-0. We'll be right back here on the Hockey Podcast Network. Welcome back. Here we go. 2-0. Wild lead the Capitals as we've got about 9 minutes left here in the second period. Face off on the Caps end of the ice. TJ Oshie in the Evgeny Kuznetsov there in the circle. Caps win the face off. And they try to start a break. Through center ice. Batted away by the Wild. Here they come. Jost on a feed looking for Fiala again. No go this time. But boy, those two have played really, really well. In fact, they have owned this game right now. That is about the fifth or sixth legitimate scoring chance that those two have had. Fiala again, looking for his running mate. Gets it to him. Boudreau on top for Velikoski. Fiala. Goligoski. Bukestad in front. Bounces past Vanacek into the corner. Now up top. Deflected to the corner. Do we have a penalty coming up? I do not think so. We do not. This has been a very quiet game for the Capitals. They really have not gotten a whole lot going here tonight. Delorier out of his own end gets it into the behind the Caps goal, and we get a line change. Here come the Capitals. Wilson in front. Ovechkin can't handle the puck. Back comes Minnesota. 3-on-2 for a second. Sedek, Greenway. Backstrom. Back behind the net. Middleton with a drive saved by Vanacek. Another shot. Greenway. Rebound, juggled, and it scores. That was awful. That was not good. Is it Eriksson Ek that's going to get credit for it? That was awful. Vanacek sticks it aside. Oh, God. And Vanacek initially makes the save on the Greenway shot, but he doesn't cover up the rebound. Eriksson Ek is right there and pushes it through. A little skate, a little stick, and it's in. And the Wild lead at 3-0 with 6:48 left in the second period. Well, boys and girls, this one just does not look good at all for Washington. Like we said, they have gotten the Wild points in 8 of their last 9 straight games. They're 8-0-1. And they're about to be 9-0-1 in about another 26 minutes, unless there's a dramatic turnaround here. And quite honestly, doesn't feel like the Capitals, after 6 days off, are really into this game. Puck bounces back to center. Oshie with it. He's had a quiet night. Across center ice, nothing doing there. Ciccarello loses it because that tough has it now. Up to Jensen. Jensen at center ice rewinds it. 6:10 to go in the second now. And we get a penalty call. And it's going to go against Yevgeny Kuznetsov. So we are at an inflection point here in that this one could turn ugly in a hurry. Really, really could. If you got any comments, though, feel free to post them. Richard and Robin with us. Yeah, 24 total shots from both teams. No, not much offensive possession at all, but you're dead on there, Richard and Robin. Minnesota has made the most of what they've gotten. They really have. And at this point, they have got an excellent chance at, putting this one away here late in the second. Well, turnover. Tom Wilson with an odd man rush here. Shot that goes into the glass, and we will have a face-off. Face off here in the wild end of the ice. So a chance for Washington to kill a few more seconds of this power play. 2 penalties on Washington tonight, none for the Wild. The Wild have not been whistled for penalty yet. Through center now. Kaprizov, Caps clear it. Lars Eller clears it down, and the Wild will rewind it. Back behind the Capitals goal now. Carlson trying to freeze it. Halfway through the power play now. 1 more minute with a man advantage, have the Wild. Here comes the clear. Caps got a 2-on-1. Faravari and Wilson centering pass, but it is broken up by Minnesota, and Kaprizov brings it back the other way. Kaprizov, nice pass, but nothing doing. All the way around, Kaprizov up top. Rodin. Down low. Minnesota changing up their alignment, and the pass leaks out of the zone and all the way back down. So Rodin goes and grabs it, and the Wild will have 1 more rush here as the power play comes to an end. Johan Larsson clears it for the Capitals, and we're back at full strength. So the Capitals have killed off both penalties that they've had tonight. That's good. Jensen up to Oshie. Here come the Caps. Oshie hits the brakes. Looks for Larson down low. Back come the Wild. And the puck deflected out of play. We will have a face-off. 3-0 now, Wild, with 3:29 left in the second period. Let's take a look at the stats, our live running stats here, and it is domination pretty much by Minnesota tonight. Caps have given the puck away 7 times. That is a big key there in this game, especially early on with those 2 early goals. The hits are just about even. Minnesota's got 3 more of those. Only good news for the Capitals is they still lead in the faceoff department. They have with an 18-16 advantage, but it is the old top line that is the important part, where Minnesota leads it 3-0. We're back, still 3-0 Wild with 3.5 minutes left in the second period. As always, we welcome your comments. And Chandler, I absolutely agree with you, Chandler. The Capitals are dog water tonight. They are not skating well at all. You know, a 6-day layoff might explain it, but it certainly doesn't excuse it. And they're getting owned tonight by Minnesota. Puck taken away by the Wild. They dump it back in to where it's been most of the game on the Caps end of the ice. Johansson sends it in behind the Wild goal. In the corner, you got Eller, and it looks like Larson digging for it there. A wrister on the way from Schultz. A lot of shots by defensemen tonight. Not exactly something that you want to see. Schultz especially seems like he's been putting a lot of pucks on net. Would rather see the forwards doing that. All right. Out, Johansson gets it back to Orlov. They rewind it back, turnover in the neutral zone. Here comes Minnesota. Wait for everybody to get on side, send it down below, and here come the Caps with it. Through the zone, through the neutral zone, and the Wild cover it up. Talbot with another easy save. Yeah, the Wild, Alex, you're right. They have been playing great. If you just joining us, they've won 8 of their last. They've gotten points in 9 straight games. They're 8-0-1, and you know whatever it has definitely clicked here the last month or so. If they keep it going, they're going to be a tough team here in the postseason. Pretty tough team tonight, that's for sure. Caps have seen their share of them. Carlson back behind the net, leaves it there. Backstrom in the defensive zone. Eriksson back there with the takeaway. Caps get it back. Caps really have got nothing going here on offense. I mean, nothing at all. Something that I've noticed, we really haven't had to call a forwards number that much tonight. The Capitals have not had really any decent scoring chances here in the first 2 periods. They haven't drawn a penalty. They haven't drawn a Minnesota penalty. We got 1:11 left here in the second period. Nothing. And, when the team's not getting called for penalties, I'd say that means they're playing pretty damn well, which is what the Wild are doing. Turnover here in the Cap zone. Slap shot from the Wild. No good. It goes wide. 55 seconds left in the second period. Brodin to Kaprizov. Kaprizov behind the goal. Taken away by Washington and just cleared down the ice. $35 seconds left in the period, so Minnesota's going to make one more rush, and we're going to go to the locker room here. Zuccarello. Goligoski, slap shot in front, rebound controlled by the Capitals. That could have been trouble. Here they come on a rush. Larson loses his skates. Kulikov there. Dowd looking for somebody as the period winds down. Running out of time. Tries to get to Hathaway. Will not happen. We're going to get a little extracurricular going on. Yep, we are. Hathaway now getting into it with Zuccarello and Hartman. As he gave Kaprizov a little bit of a shove there right after the whistle. And there you have it. So 3-0. Minnesota leads the Capitals here after 2 periods. Take a break. Intermission on up. We will see you in a few. Again, after 2, it's Minnesota 3, Washington, nothing here on the Hockey Podcast Network.
All right, team, time to bet NFL games. Confidence.
I'm feeling a parlay with more legs than a spider.
So 9 legs.
Roll the dice, baby.
Indecision.
We pick one home favorite. I abstain.
You can't abstain.
Boring. 6-leg parlay, 2 home dogs, all hitting the over. Boom!
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and feel the NFL action like never before.
All right, we are back, and the third period is underway. Welcome on in, everybody. It's Bob Matthews and Andrew. To answer your question, I've been happier. Let's put it that way. You know, Andrew, it's not so much that that the Caps are losing; it's just been a bad game, and they really haven't. They just And as you know, we start here. It's now 4-0. That's the Wild come out and get a goal within the first 30 seconds of the third period to make it 4-0. This time it's Foligno. So Foligno with the fourth goal of the night for the Wild, and it's 4-0. And I mean, the Caps they absolutely stink tonight. That's all you can say. So this game is basically over, and we've got to get through another 19 minutes and 25 seconds of it before we can officially code this one. This is not a situation we have seen the Caps in a lot. By the way, for Marcus Foligno, that was his 20th goal of the season. So, obviously, big milestone for any hockey player. 20 goals is always a big thing. But this is not a position we have seen the Caps in a lot. Not just this year, but in the Rock the Red era at all. I mean, they've just been awful tonight, obviously. And now you have to start to ask yourself, these last two games, granted they had a 6-day layoff here, but they've now been outscored 10-1 in their last 5 periods. Not good. And it was damn near 5-0 here a second ago. So we'll see what the final 1857 looks like here. By the way, Greenway and Eriksson Ek with the assists on the Foligno goal. Wild have it behind their own goal, and here they come. If you want some other numbers that aren't real great for the Caps, they're 5-10 in their last 15 home games, which is also a very worrying sign as we start towards the playoff push. With if we assume that the Caps lose tonight, their lead over the Islanders for the final playoff spot will shrink to 11 points. Now, again, that's not a huge issue right now, but you don't want it to get a whole lot closer here. You would rather the Caps start playing better and just kind of close everybody out and wrap up the playoff spot as soon as possible. However, it's going to be a couple of weeks before that should happen. Florida has clinched the first of the Eastern Conference's playoff spots. So over the next couple of weeks, obviously, you're going to see the X going beside teams' names on a rather regular basis. Shot in front, broken up by Vanacek that time. Now, what happens now with the goaltending situation? Brian McClellan didn't make a move at the deadline, and Vitek Vanacek has now got lit up twice in a row. He's given up 10 goals in the last 2 games. I'm pretty sure Vanacek played in the Carolina game. I'm not 100% sure, but considering it was Carolina, and as of this second, Vanacek is your number one goalie, do you start to get worried about that situation? Again, McClellan didn't make a move for a veteran goaltender at the deadline, preferring to go with him and Samsonov. So now is the net open again? You really would like to have things settled by this point of the season, but you've kind of had 1A and 1B here, and neither one of these guys has taken the reins. Not the way Braden Holtby did, when he was the Caps netminder. Delayed offside against the Caps, so that gets washed out. Minnesota clears it in. Let's just hope that this one just ends quickly. Oh, sorry about that, Matthew. You're right. I haven't put the scoreboard back up. My bad. Doba fires off the outside of the cage. Here come the Caps the other way. There you are, sir. In front. Great pass. Saved by Vanacek this time. Caps break it out. Come the other way with it. Almost 5 minutes gone in the third. It's 4-0 Minnesota. The Wild are on their way to winning this one. Pass down into the Caps end of the ice, and we got icing on the Wild. Been a long weekend. Fun weekend, but a long weekend. All right. Action's back on here. Caps with the puck through center ice. Backstrom to Wilson, centering pass, nothing doing. Here come the Wild, and they've got themselves an odd man rush here. Snuffed out this time. Ovechkin gets it back to Backstrom, back to Ovechkin. Through the zone, has it taken away. Ovi had daylight for a second, but then the Wild kind of closed it down on him. Cross ice pass, hits a skate, and the Caps have to start again. Kuznetsov turns it over in his own end. Snapshot goes out of play, and we will get a face-off. And that was Fiala with the shot on Vanacek that Vanacek sticks aside. So 13:32 left in the third period. Caps trail the Wild by a score of 3-0. We'll take a look at the stats here. As you can see, top line been dominated by the Wild all game long. Only 32 shots on goal. Pretty low here, all things considered. Wild have 10 block shots to the Caps, or 14 block shots to the Caps 10. Talbot is a perfect 16 for 16 on saves. Only 2 penalties in the game, both of them going to the Caps. Wild have out hit them 22-21, and the Caps have a 23-19 lead in faceoffs as we approach the midway point of the third period. And we're back. 13:52 left in the third period. Wild lead the Caps 4-0. Getting Kuznetsov complaining that Fiala got away with a high stick there right before the stoppage in play. We got a face-off in front of Vitek Vanacek. Wild win it. Caps take it away. Van Riemsdyk on the go, across the blue line, dumps it in. Schultz, centering pass to Larson. Nothing doing. He fans on it. Here come the Wild. Odd man rush from Minnesota. Dumbra, shot, deflects off the glass. Capitals try it again. Long outlet pass. Dowd. Reroute to the corner. Centering pass picked off by Minnesota. Carlson, Dowd, Hathaway. And Hathaway is offside. We get a face-off. Wild win the face-off here. They've got it in their end of the ice and get it down back behind the Capitals' goal. South of the goal line again. Carlson gets it to Oshie. Oshie has it taken away by Bukestad. TJ Oshie has had a very, very quiet game here after coming back off of injury again. And, this entire Capitals team just looks out of sorts and just awful tonight. Anthony Mantha on the run, tries to drop it. Nobody is home, and here come the Wild again. And it appears that TJ Oshie is hurt again. Jensen, snapshot, blocked. I hate to say it. I don't know what you guys think, but if TJ Oshie isn't healthy, is it time to start thinking about getting him out of the lineup? I don't know. Let's just hope it was rust after a really long layoff tonight. 11.5 to go here in the third period. Still 4-0 Minnesota. Eller, snap, wrister. That Talbot. Gloves. And we get a face-off. Face-off, won by the Wild. They have it back behind their own goal, taken away by Wilson. Van Riemsdyk has it now. Van Riemsdyk back to Wilson. Wilson has it taken away. Goes to center ice. Bouncing around towards the blue line, corralled by Backstrom. Over to Van Riemsdyk. Long pass that skips over a stick and gets back behind the Wild's goal. 10:48 left in the game that will hopefully mercifully be over soon. Here come the Wild. Zuccarello fires as it blocks. Zuccarello rebound. Centering pass to Brodin. No good. And another shot goes wide. Here come the Capitals. Ovechkin Across the blue line, Ovechkin tries to take on 3 guys by himself. You can figure out how that one went. Yeah, the Caps just cannot break through Minnesota's defense tonight. I mean, it's been awful. Dowd centering pass for Ovechkin once again. Minnesota picks it off. Caps don't really get a good shot. Dowd waiting for everybody to get on sides, drops it off for Hathaway, and Hathaway has it taken away at the goal mouth. Turnover, Hathaway with it. Brodin ties him up, no penalty. Caps keep the puck. Kuznetsov to Ovechkin. Rister scores, and the Capitals get on the board. Garnet Hathaway redirected that one in off a rebound that Talbot let get away. So the Capitals aren't going to get shut out. It's 4-1. It's 4-1 Minnesota. Yep, hits Hathaway's skates and trickles past Talbot. So it's a 4-1 game. And we get a whistle here. And we get an offsides. Another whistle here as we get a stoppage in play. 4-1 now. Cam Talbot finally giving up a goal after 16 or 17 straight saves there. For Garnet Hathaway, will get credit for the goal. The Ovechkin wrister banked off his skate and went on in. So again, 4-1 with 11 minutes left in the third period. A 4-1 Wild lead. tonight, notwithstanding, it's been a really good year for Kuznetsov. If you missed it because somebody here forgot to unmute the mic, that would be me. It was Garnet Hathaway's 11th goal of the season. Ovechkin and Kuznetsov on the assist number 37 for Ov, 44 for Kuzi. And Kuznetsov, I was saying, it's really nice to see him have a bounce back year after a really, really poor end of 20 of last season. Tonight, notwithstanding, Kuznetsov is going to be a huge factor if the Caps not only make the playoffs, but make a deep run in the playoffs this year, which I think can still happen. I know they're not playing well tonight, but again, the East is very strong. I think any of the 8 teams have a chance to, go deep and win at least a series or two. Eller back behind the goal, centering pass goes nowhere. Sherry out top. Schultz, a slap shot that is gloved by Cam Talbot. And again, that's what we've seen the most of tonight, is the fact that the Capitals just haven't gotten anything in front of the goal. Everything has been, in fact, Justin Schultz, I've called his name a bunch tonight. Which is really, not what you want. I mean, good on him for being active tonight, but you don't want one of your second pairing defensemen being one of your team leaders in shots for the night. Again, up top, Kuznetsov, a little weak one that goes in and Cam Talbot gloves it. Face off in front of the Wild's goal. Kuznetsov. The Caps win it. Faravari in front. Sticked it away. Centering pass by the Caps. Intercepted by the Wild. They bring it down the ice. Lose control of it. Here come the Caps. Kuzi waits for Mantha to get on side. Kuznetsov all the way in. Centering pass to Oshie. No good. Dmitry Orlov brings it in. Back behind the goal. Looking for somebody. Passes up a chance to Mantha. And then gets leveled. And here comes Minnesota. Kaprizov won't go. Fiala, Spurgeon, rails it on around. Fiala again. Fiala's had a great game. If you missed it, he and Jost in the first period just owned the Caps. And we get a whistle. What do we got? Caps getting called for too many men on the ice a second time? It is. Too many men on the ice for the Caps. That is the second time tonight that Washington has been called for that. I'm guessing Peter Laviolette's not too happy about that one. So Ovechkin goes to serve the minor again. 6:39 left in this one. The Wild have not been whistled for a penalty yet. For the Caps, that's their third. One of the few decent things the Caps have done tonight, they have killed off Minnesota's first 2 power plays. See if they can make it 3 for 3. Nicholas Backstrom in the circle for the Caps. Caps win the faceoff, and they clear it down. Spurgeon, long centering pass. Wild try to set it up, but it doesn't go very far. Caps break it up. They got a 2-on-2 here. Wilson and Van Riemsdyk. Wilson, wrister that is blocked, kept in by Dowd. Another setup pass for Wilson, shot blocked. But they keep it in the Wild end of the ice. Dowd getting tied up with Spurgeon, and we get a whistle and a stoppage in play. Yeah. 6 men on the ice. It looks like Ovechkin was on the ice and he wasn't supposed to be. And mental breakdowns like that. This is probably one I would imagine Peter Laviolette's just going to put in the circular file and forget about. Ugh. Sorry, but kind of a snoozer, you know. Whoa. Centering pass, broken up again by the Caps. Lars Eller has it. Faravari, long outlet pass to Hathaway. Down in back of the Wild goal. 53 seconds left on the power play now. Polino. Brodin, nowhere near it. And the Wild will rewind once again. Dumba. Off to Fiala. Taken away. Kuznetsov. What's he going to do? Back to center. To Jensen. Kuznetsov just skating around with it, and he's going to pretty much single-handedly kill off the rest of this power play. 12 seconds left, 11, 10. Nice skating by Kuzi. Again, considering there's 4:43 left in this game and it's a 4-1 lead for Minnesota, I don't think the Wild were too interested in pressing this one. Both teams equal strength. And here we go. Schultz to Oshie. Oshie drop pass back to Orlov. Orlov gets it to Backstrom. Centering pass for Ovechkin. No go. Broken up by Minnesota. Greenway broke that one up. Orlov. Off to Backstrom. Backstrom centering pass. Blocked. And it squirts past the Capitals' blue line, and Orlov corrals it. 3:50 left in the third period. Again, 4-1 Minnesota. Eller tries to get it to the front. Can't do it. Back behind the goal. Carlson. Centering pass. Faravari. Long shot. Gloved by Talbot. 3:34 left. Final timeout of the game. Minnesota has this one well in hand. 4-1 as we come down the stretch. And here we go. Final 3:34 of the game. Capitals pull Vitek Vanacek here, so they're going to go with 6 skaters with a face-off in the Wild's end of the ice. Carlson up top, shot down low, nothing doing. Backstrom back behind the goal. Down low to Oshie. Oshie winds it back up top. Rister punched down by Talbot. And there's an icing call. Capitals' only goal of the game came from Garnet Hathaway at about 5-6 minutes ago, as he deflected in an Alex Ovechkin wrister to make it 4-1. Wild clear it on down, and we'll get another icing. Here is where a rather fast third period starts to grind to a halt. So they're showing a shot chart here. The Caps 23 shots in VR on the ice, and there just haven't been enough of them in the slot or around by the goal. It is clear the Wild take it, and they are going to score an empty goal. That makes it 5-1. So hopefully we can put Vanacek back out there and just go through these final 2 minutes and 45 seconds of the game and be done with it. So the Capitals now were outscored in their last 2 home games, 11-2 at this point. They are now 5-11 in their last 16 home games. That is something that needs to change quickly if they are going to make any kind of a deep run this year. Doesn't get any easier for the Caps. Tampa Bay comes into Capital One Arena on Wednesday night. And with 2:38 left in the game, we finally get a penalty call on the Minnesota Wild, a slashing on Hartman as he goes to the box. That was definitely a slash. So Brian Hartman off for slashing for 2 minutes. Caps on a power play here. Kuznetsov through center ice and broken up by Brodin. Well, this is what we were concerned about when we looked at the schedule, say 3 or 4 weeks ago. Is that the Caps have kind of a murderer's row here to close out the season, which is good in the sense that they're going to be in postseason form as they, come down the stretch. There's no need to flip the switch. The bad news is they got a murderous schedule coming down the stretch as they try to clinch a playoff spot. So 1:33 left, 55 seconds on the power play. 5-1 Minnesota at this point. Ovechkin, a wrister from the point, nothing doing. Out of play, and we have yet another face-off. Face-off won by the Caps. Ovechkin's slap shot deflected. Schultz working it on the perimeter. Johansson back to Schultz. Over to Ovechkin. Ovechkin centering pass knocked away. And the Wild cleared on down. 5 goals on 19 shots by Minnesota. That's pretty darn efficient there. Schultz up top. Long slapper from, is that Mantha? Yeah, it was, but it doesn't matter because Talbot gobbled it up. All right, 9 seconds left on the power play. 46.8 seconds left in the game. .44 seconds left. Face-off won by Minnesota. Caps get it back. Orlov, drag, drive, stick to side by Talbot. And we're down into under 30 seconds. Eller across center ice, dumps it on in. So the Capitals, after being off the entire week, come out flat and drop a snoozer to the Minnesota Wild. 5-1. Minnesota sweeps the season series with the Capitals. Caps are now 11 points ahead of the Islanders for the 8th and final playoff spot in the East. So that is your final score. 5-1, Minnesota beats Washington. Thanks for watching, everybody. Again, don't forget to subscribe and drop us a like on the channel. Again, we have got live watch-alongs every night on the Hockey Podcast Network. Not a great one for Caps fans. Once again, final score, the Wild win it by a final of 5-1. So long, everybody. See you next time.